Alright, before I mentioned we were going to talk about chocolate, one of my favorite things in the world. So, a little bit about chocolate in general is they come from cocoa beans. If you've never seen a cocoa plant, which I've never seen one in person, but I've watched some stuff with it on it, they look like melons, and then you open it up and there's like all these beans inside, but they don't look like beans. They look like I don't know, nuts or something, kind of like a garlic clove. It's all mangled together. Anyway, I got some cocoa beans here, and figured I'd try one here. So there's a cocoa bean. Smells like chocolate. How hard they dried it out. It doesn't really taste much like chocolate. A little bit, not a whole lot. Kind of bitter. Anyway, I thought it'd be interesting. Not really sure. I guess you ground these up and make some chocolate out of it. Interesting. Now, another thing they get from cocoa beans is nibs. So they'll take the nibs and they'll grind them up and then make what they call a chocolate liqueur, which there's no alcohol in it. It's just liquid chocolate, and then they make the chocolate bars from that. Tastes nothing like chocolate as proper. Actually, the bean tastes more like chocolate than the cocoa nibs. Interesting. Now, Hershey, other companies, grind the cocoa up. Now, this is pure cocoa. It's ground up, powder. It doesn't really smell much like chocolate. Let's see if it tastes like chocolate. So, I got some here. Boy, that's bitter. If you've never tried that before, give it a shot. Woo. Hot dog. So we got chocolate in a lot of forms, but these aren't the forms that we normally consume chocolate in. See, they usually mix sugar. Let's look at the ingredients here. So here we got a Ghirardelli 72% dark chocolate, and ingredients. Well, this one don't say ingredients on it. Maybe the bag does. Ingredients are unsweetened chocolate, alright, unsweetened chocolate, sugar, cocoa butter, vanilla extract, and soy lectin. Okay, so we know what sugar is. Now, cocoa butter they also get from the cocoa bean. The bean? No. Cocoa plant, the cocoa container. Something like that. And then, then there's vanilla extract and whatnot. I don't know. It's pretty good though. Here's a different one. Here's show getting some good chocolate here. It's a German quality. The ingredients in this are sugar, chocolate, cocoa butter, butter fat, soy lectin, and natural flavor. Now, why in the world they got to put natural flavoring in with the rest of this? Anyway, it's pretty good. It also says it contains milk and soy. Well, I would assume so from the soy lectin. Now, I don't know where the milk's coming in. I guess the butter fat is probably where they're getting the milk part.
Anyway, that's interesting. So both of them are dark chocolate.
Now this is milk chocolate. Ingredients are the same in these two things. So I reckon you can guess what the difference between the two of them is, that they have a different percentage of cocoa in them, which is interesting. And I got a couple other ones here. We got Moseroth, and their ingredients are, here we got milk chocolate with sugar, cocoa butter, dry whole milk, chocolate, butterfat, soy lectin, natural vanilla flavor. Ah, okay. So that's where that natural flavor is coming from. That's the vanilla. The dark chocolate here is bittersweet chocolate. So that's a different, that's different. So we got chocolate, sugar, cocoa butter, soy, lectin, vanilla powder. All right, so in the milk chocolate, they're using natural vanilla flavor, and in here, they're saying vanilla powder. I don't know if there's much of a difference in there. They probably could have put the same words, but they didn't, so I'm gonna assume that there is a difference. Now, a lot of times when companies like this are making stuff, they can kind of disguise what they're doing, making different words mean different things that you wouldn't otherwise think. So, like, there's actually a pretty shortage of chocolate in the world, and so the scientists have come up with chocolate substitutes, compounds that taste like chocolate and very similar to chocolate, but they're just a little off. It's a synthetic chocolate, and well, it's different. You know, they can't say that it's from cocoa, but they can term it, they can say that compound is chocolate, and they're trademarking it. So it would say like chocolate TM next to it, and so they have somehow trademarked chocolate. It's weird when you get into that kind of stuff. You can really watch what's going on about your food there. All right, now I'm going to conduct an experiment. Oh, one more thing. So we got milk and we got dark. Now we got some white chocolate. Is white chocolate chocolate? Now, since I'm posing this question, you can probably give a good indicator. All right. So this is Rocher. I don't know, whatever it is. It's by Oots. All right, now, ingredients for white chocolate are sugar, cocoa butter, dry whole milk, dry cream, non-fat dry milk, lactose, dry buttermilk, soy lectin, salt, natural vanilla flavor. So note, all the other chocolates said that they used, no they didn't. Well, sugar, cocoa butter, dry whole milk. There is no dry whole milk in this one. Dry cream, no dry cream in this one. Non-fat dry milk, no non-fat dry milk in this one. Lactose, doesn't say anything about lactose in here. Dry buttermilk, no dry buttermilk in here. Soy lectin, and this has soy lectin in it. Salt, no salt. Natural vanilla flavor, and this has natural vanilla flavor too. So there is chocolate in here. They just put a lot of other stuff in it, and it's not actually chocolate per se. Okay, now I'm gonna take my temperature. All right, we got 98.4 degrees in my mouth with my mouth closed. Now with 98.4 degrees, I'm gonna time how long it takes for a dark chocolate to melt in my mouth versus a milk chocolate. It's a pretty big square, so I'm just gonna bite off half. Use it. All right. Took a minute and 15 seconds for that piece of chocolate to dissolve in my mouth. That piece of dark chocolate. Now I'm gonna try a piece of milk chocolate. Now I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna bite a piece off and then start the timer. All right, now that took about, took 59 and a half seconds. So, now I can keep repeating to see if it follows the same. I didn't chew on it. I just set it in my mouth. My tongue did move it from side to side. So there's some contact there. So there's a little bit of a difference in it melting in my mouth. Now that's important because when it melts in your mouth, that's when you really get the flavors. Crystalline says that it is solid at room temperature, but it melts in your mouth. Now, for curiosity's sake, I'm gonna do the same here with this white chocolate. Now, it's gonna be harder to test the quality in terms of, not quality, quantity that goes in my mouth. But I'll do the best I can to get it the same. So, here we go. All right, so a minute and 5 seconds. So in between the milk chocolate, minute and 5 seconds. So in between the milk chocolate and the dark chocolate, which is interesting. Now, for this, now chocolate gives us a chemical reaction in our brain that excites us a little bit, and the chemical the chemical compound that you usually see in chocolate or that is widely associated with chocolate is very similar to caffeine, and so that, you know, there's some very similar properties. Now, what I want you to do this week is I want you to be looking at various compounds that make up chocolate and draw out the chemical structure, write the chemical formula, and then I want you to determine the molecular polarity of each of those compounds, and think about whether they should actually make a good solid mixture that we see here. Also, I'm going to show you some chemical structures that that go with each of these, and how the how the chocolate is tempered is really important. And we'll look at that. All right. That's all for this week. Go eat you some chocolate and enjoy your science.